Hey guys, it's Damien from Marketing Food Online. I do hope you guys are having an amazing day as always. I want to get into something really quick. Sorry about the movement on the camera. Let me get it set down. I want to share with you guys some really interesting reads that I found. I do a lot of reading, as you may know. I've mentioned before, I normally read about anywhere from 8 to 10 books a week. And that doesn't necessarily mean I read them from cover to cover. It's just that I'm in the process of reading about 8 to 10 books at a time, and I take notes from that and so on and so on. So anyways, enough about my reading skills. I wanted to share with you guys a book that I came across about a month ago, and it's actually extremely interesting. It's a book that was written by an ex-advertising executive, and it's actually a book that talks about the psychology behind certain types of words, certain types of colors, and a few other really interesting tips that I want to share with you, that using these types of words that they have literally scientifically found to invoke emotion, evoke people to buy things, and create an atmosphere that is conducive to bettering your business in a lot of ways, actually. So a lot of the information in the book is about advertising and about marketing, but as I was reading it, I thought to myself, this type of information is something that, of course, number one, I wanted to share with you guys, but it's something that you can apply to your listings and create descriptions and very descriptive ways to convey to your customers that they have to have that food product. Or if you're trying to pitch your product through your website, obviously, through your listings, or you're on Amazon even, or Etsy or eBay, that you can create certain types of word set pairings that will actually get your customer to buy a product. So at first when I started to read it, it was a little kind of off the wall because I never knew that this type of, I guess you could say, wording, or this types of word combinations, and even certain colors that they have literally found that would induce people to do things, obviously to do things such as buy a product or a service. So with that being said, I'm going to delve into the book, and I'm going to do several videos, and I'm going to break down, there's different chapters in there that I thought would be really important for you guys. The entire book, yes, it is very interesting. The entire book is something I would recommend you read, and I'll put a link down below where you can buy it. It's on Amazon. It's pretty much everywhere, but grab yourself a copy of it. I would say the entire book is maybe not necessarily something that you would need for a food business when you're selling products online, but there is a good portion of the book that I would definitely recommend that you sit down and read thoroughly, take notes, and think to yourself, how can I apply this to me selling online? Or even if you're creating a label and you want to create a really catchy logo or lingo, little description on that packaging, how can I do that to make it stand out so you could sell more of your product? Okay, so as you know, I like to keep my videos short. I've already taken up 3 minutes of your time. I've got my little notebook here on the side. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through, this specific section was psychologically potent headline starters is what it was called. Now, psychologically, there are certain words that when you bring them together or you add them in a description, they can give a more visual concept to your customer and allow them to either purchase the product or invoke some type of emotion that would make them come back maybe at a later date to buy the product, okay? So I'm going to break down, I'm not going to do all 22 of the words right now. I'm going to go section by section. I'm going to give you 5 of them, and I'm going to do 4 videos, okay? So that way you're not going to fall asleep halfway through me talking because talking about 22 words is going to probably take a lot of time. So let me get into those 5. Number one of the 5 words that would induce a psychological response in the person reading it, number 1 is announcing, okay? Here it is right there, okay. Announcing, how could I add that to a description or a title in a product I'm selling online? Very easily. If you've come out with a new flavor of a product, or maybe your product is completely new to the market, you could put announcing brand new strawberry jam made of organic products, blah, 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 and you go into a description about your product, but starting off with very bold, and if you can get it in there and do it capitalized, that would be even better because it stands out even more. But the word announcing has been known, and this is one of the top 22 psychologically invoking emotional or some type of response types of words that will get customers to react, okay? So announcing today a brand new flavor addition to blah, 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 and then you go on, and, of course, and do a description about what it is. I would recommend, excuse me guys, I would recommend, I'm just trying to get over my last little bit of my cold, recommend you put that in your title and recommend put it in your description, okay? And if you're on eBay, of course, you've got that huge section where you can do a description, a really big, bold, either red or blue text. And that's a whole nother video because I want to get into actually the psychology behind colors, believe it or not. And there is a psychology behind colors, and it's very interesting. So the word announcing, and then get into describing exactly what it is that you want to sell your product or sell your customer, okay? The next word is obviously one that's everyone's familiar with, the word new, okay? Very simple, kind of a no-brainer, but a lot of people, again, don't really think about it consciously. You don't really stop for a moment and look at how often it's used. But the word new attracts people like crazy, okay? Very simple word, but if you follow new with new flavor of blah, 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 or new size package, a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack, check out our brand new packaging, blah, blah. So the word new is one of those 22 psychological words that people can use to get your attention. Now, number 3, the word free. Free is a great word which is used like crazy. And of course, some people will tell you nothing is for free, etc., etc. Whether that is true or not, that has nothing to do with this description. So the word free is another great word for you to use at the beginning, the opening of a sentence to describe a product that you're selling. Now, here's an example of how you can use this, okay? So let's say that you have a line of products, and again, I'm just going to use something random. Let's say salted peanuts, okay? So you have a line of salted peanuts that are in several different flavors. Let's say you have it in dill, you have it in salt and vinegar, you have a barbecue, and so on and so on. So you just came out with a brand new flavor, and you want to entice the customers who come to you all the time and buy the other flavors that you've already been selling for a while, okay? It's already been on the market, or it's been on your website, it's been on Amazon. Create an individual listing, separate listing, and you're going to use the word free, new flavor of, and then go on and on. Offer your customers a free bag. Maybe it's a sample bag. It doesn't have to be the exact same size as your product that you're selling. You don't want to necessarily give it away for free in the sense that 2 bags are going to be sold for the price of 1 and you're going to lose money. That's not what I'm saying. But free, you could also put free sample bag of new flavor and then go into a description of what it is. But the word free in big, bold, red or blue texts, capital letters, will get the attention of your customers. Trust me, it will. So what I mean earlier when I mentioned creating a new listing is that if you have these products already up for sale, what you want to do is that you want to create a listing that you can identify your customers are going to that listing, and it's obviously working because you've got the word free in there, okay? So when you do that, you're going to get the attraction of the customer and you're going to get their attention. So the word free is another one. Okay, so announcing, new, and free. Next up, the 2 words at last, okay? This is a good one if you are, okay, so if you are selling a product that may be like an energy bar or maybe something that's health related, and you have a new ingredient, maybe something that distinguishes it from your other competitors, okay? And you create a listing online, you've got your product up and running, okay? Now, the first couple of words could be at last, an energy bar containing green tea extracts, whatever it may be. Or at last, an energy bar to give you energy all day long, okay? But by using those 2 words at last, it creates, again, that emotional response from the customer because maybe they're looking for an energy bar and the one that they've been eating so far is not giving them energy all day long. But yours, at last, has enough energy for them to eat. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? So these words will get the attention of that customer, and they're going to think, you know what? This product is obviously, may not necessarily be superior, but it may be something that has extra ingredients or has an extra added addition to it that will give me the actual energy that I'm looking for. So I'm going to try that bar. What's it going to hurt? I can buy a box and we'll find out. But the 2 words at last creates that emotional response again in your customer, and it can evoke them. And then remember, I'm only relaying this information to you. I can't guarantee that they're actually going to buy the product, but the information from this book that they have done research study after research study over and over to see how these words paired together will actually get people to respond, okay? So the words at last is a good one. You need to use new and the word free and the word announcing, okay? So lastly, and I'll wrap it up here to keep it short for 10 minutes or so, the last set of words is this, okay? When you use the word this in the beginning of a sentence, it's going to draw the attention of your customer to find out more about what is this? How is this actually better? Or why is this going to make me feel good? Or if I buy this, what is it going to give me, okay? So the word this, and again, if you have the opportunity to, add it at the beginning of your description, because right off the bat, you're going to get the attention of the reader, and that is your customer. And as they get that attention, they're going to stay on it. They're going to read all the way through to find out, well, this energy bar is going to be the best bar you've ever had. It's going to give you a lasting energy all day long because it has green tea extract. Okay, so and again, that's just an example, but coming off the top of my head. But if you use the word this in the beginning of that sentence, it will actually draw their attention more so, and it will keep them focused because they want to find out, what is this? Why is this actually a product that I really want to buy? What does this have in it that I can buy with his bar that this other guy doesn't have? So recap really quick, those 5 words, free, new, at last, announcing, and this. Those are 5 of these 22 super, super important and psychologically proven to invoke some type of response from a reader, okay? So this book, again, get yourself a copy of it, and I'm not trying to pitch a book here. The point of my videos is to show you the information in the books. Check out the link in below. Check it out if you want to check it there. It's on eBay. It's on Amazon. You can basically find it anywhere. This paperback book, it's about 200 pages. And like I said before, to be honest with you, about half of it is information that's really, if you're into advertising, specifically if you're into copyright and such, it's a great book to have. The other half of it has a lot of information that I would definitely recommend. Read it and understand it and put it in your descriptions. It will sell you more product to your customers, okay? So check it out, and I'll have it down below, and I'll show the picture. Here's the picture. It's called CASHVERTISING. See it there? And it is by Drew Eric Whitman. Just checking out my little notes here. And it is a fantastic book. So definitely get that. Get yourself a copy. The paperback, I think, was like $10, $12. It's worth the investment. Trust me, it's worth it. And I'm going to go over the next several chapters. There's about 5 chapters of information that are fantastic tidbits of information you need to know. And I'm actually going to do an experiment. I've actually reworded some of my listings that I have online. And I've reworded those listings specifically to find out a little bit more. Sorry about that, my office. So what I would definitely recommend is get yourself a copy of that and take a look inside and see how you can apply that to yours. So if this website helped you guys out, as always, please do give me a big thumbs up. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next video. I've got 4 total videos. I'm going to break down each one of these words and give you guys some help.